Thomas and Tollett. In this book, Thomas meets Tollett, the boy seen on the right, with Edward, but the scenery's messed up because the rails are connected to that tanker thing like it's some sort of socket or something, and the rails are wires for some reason. But in the story, Tollett messes around with the electrics and then he gets electrocuted, and Thomas doesn't hear back from him again. Duke the Long Engine. Never mind Duke the Lost Engine. He was apparently long. Too long! They couldn't even fit him in the fucking shed. His cab was just long. His tender extended out for 2 miles. And he kept blocking the level crossings when he needed a drink. People said, "Get the fuck out the fucking way, you long piece of shit!" And eventually they decided to cut him back to size. But I won't tell you why, it's too disturbing. Cock the new engine! He was a pretentious little prick. He was brought to the Asdale area to help Rex, Mike and Jock, but he didn't help. He just kept being a bastard, and every time he did work, he did it poorly, he did it shoddily, and so Mr. Vegas Duncan gave up on him, and he called him a cock and shoved him in the shed where he just rusted. And Mr. Vegas Duncan tried to get his money back, but he couldn't. Gallant old arsehole. Renee's was not just a gallant old engine, he was a gallant old arsehole. When Duncan was doing his bollocks in the tunnel, Renee's decided to confront him and smash Duncan into the tunnel, letting the tunnel collapse on Duncan, trapping him in there. And when Peter Sam lost his funnel, Renee's laughed and said, "Hey, you look like a right cunt without your fucking funnel. Just look at you now." Dude in the diesel engine. They had been arguing in the bar for the past few days. So Dude decided to do a drinking challenge with Diesel. The one who got drunk first won. Of course, they tried all sorts of alcohol, and they pissed away their money like mad, but it was Dude who won. He got absolutely floored. Sorry as it. There's no way I can make a story out of this when it's so buggered up like this. Domes and the Sieges. They were 2 clones of Thomas made by the cloning machine that the Fat Controller had invested to create some more motive power for his railway. But they didn't realise that it would go horribly wrong. They were just stupid versions of Thomas, and they did not work. And he just shoved them in the shed, leaving them to rust. Thomas and the killer Diesel wanted to kill Thomas for everything he had done against him. So one day, when Thomas wasn't looking, Diesel shoved him off a viaduct and said, "Yippee-ki-yay, chopper!" And Thomas died. Diesel was arrested by the police, but he never went to jail because they couldn't find any evidence, or the police couldn't be asked. Oh look! Percy, who thought that he was Jesus Christ, tried to drive on the water. He thought he could do it because Jesus did it in the Bible. He tried, but he only succeeded for like a few meters before he fell in. People mocked him, said, "What? Do you think you're the engine Messiah? Because you couldn't walk on the water, you are not the Messiah. We will be worshipping Jesus, not you." So they decided to go to church and just worship Jesus and God as they always did. No! No! I'm not doing it! It's not part of the theme! Alright!